If you've filled up on gas lately, no doubt you've noticed the high price of gasoline and the effect it might be having on your wallet, but we may have some ideas to help take the pain out of the pump. Our Monday morning mechanic David Rogers from Keller Brothers Auto Repair is here to explain for us. He said he was going to give me a test of what all he has on the table here. I got one right.
You did. You identified the fuel filter perfectly.
Oh, the fuel filter.
The air filter.
Is that what? Oh, okay, good.
You identified it right, and then I'm just asleep. Can I get some coffee?
Okay, we're talking this morning about, yeah, we need that, about how high the gas prices are. Naturally, we have to cut back on driving if it's going to cost that much.
I heard on the newscast a couple of nights ago it might go up another $1.
Yeah. It's pretty scary.
That's why we're talking about
Are there real ways that we can save, though?
Amazing ways. Some of them are really simple, and you don't have to come see a guy like me, so we'll talk about some of those. One is your fuel fill cap. People don't realize how many millions of gallons evaporate every year. No kidding. There's a little seal in here, and you can't tell if it's good or bad. You just should change the fuel fill cap every 3 or 4 years, whether you think you need one or not. Absolutely.
I didn't know that. So look for the seal, or just replace it every few years?
Just replace it.
Is it inexpensive to replace?
$5 to $10. Okay. You can do it yourself. You can get a locking one if you want. I don't bother. If you lose the key, it's a pain.
Okay.
Another interesting thing is the air filter, and that's what you pointed out earlier. These are filthy. If it's hard for the car to suck air in, then the car's going to use more gasoline.
Okay.
So you want to have a nice, clean air filter. You want to change that about every other oil change.
Really?
Yeah, just have
put a new one
in. It's just simple. You can do it yourself.
What should it look like, though? This is bad. Is this okay?
Those are both bad.
It should look like this.
Yeah, that's a good one. When it starts to get as bad as this, then it's starting to have trouble breathing. If it's like this has got some oil that the dirt's attached to, that car is suffering.
Wow.
It's trying to breathe.
Okay.
Another one is your gas filter, your fuel filter. This is a nice new one. Nice and clean. I cut it open for everyone. They normally don't come apart like that. But you can see that the gasoline comes up through there. It's got to go through this paper. So when the paper gets clogged, like the air filter, it becomes really hard. Oh, look at that junk falling out of there. So you don't want that in your engine.
How often should you be replacing this?
Again, this one once a year. Whether you think you need it or not, definitely once a year is a minimum. I replace mine every 6 months. You know?
These are the things that I just wouldn't know to change. So is this when you get your oil change, they should be checking for these things anyway?
They will be if you're going to a certified technician.
Okay, they'll check all of these things and tell you when one.
This one you can't really check by looking at it. So the fuel filter is one we just need to know to replace every year, no matter what.
Okay.
Okay, so keep track of your history. They can't look at it and tell because they're not going to cut it open or it won't work anymore. These are your spark plugs. What happens with these is they get filthy and they burn up these little electrodes. And the reason they need to be fresh and new every few years is because they actually burn the gasoline. So if this is corroded or dirty or burnt off, it's not going to burn the fuel efficiently. These are your fuel injectors, and those things spray fuel much like a hairspray bottle would. So when they get clogged up, okay, they're not going to spray nice. It's going to glop out of there, and it's going to waste fuel. Okay, it's not going to be good for you. One way to clean injectors is to add an additive. This is the only additive I'd put in my car's engine.
And how often do you put this in?
I dump this in about every 6 months.
Really?
And, yeah, just dump it in the tank and fill up the tank, 40 gallons, good to go.
And how much is that?
20 gallons, I'm sorry, good to go. That's about $25 and well worth it, okay? Another one, oxygen sensor. This tells the car how much air you're getting and how much fuel to mix with it. So if this is not working properly, this oxygen sensor, then you're going to be spending a lot of money on gas and have power problems. That's going to cost you about $60 to $100 per sensor on the car. Some cars have 4 of them.
There's a lot that you can do here.
Do it every 60,000. If you do all this stuff, you could save some serious money, maybe 5 or 10 miles per gallon.
Look at the difference in the good versus the bad.
Yeah, this is the gas that we pulled out of the tank here recently. And this is what it should have looked like. So,
David, thanks as always. We appreciate it. For more information, CW2.com, and we'll hook you up with the Monday Morning Mechanic.